Hi everybody, it's January 25th, 2026. What it means to me when I think about listening to my spirit or listening to my internal world, listening is barely the beginning, or it's the very beginning of understanding when you listen to what's inside of your inner reality. And it's not necessarily, I don't necessarily mean listening to my thoughts, because you should do that anyway. You should be monitoring what your dialogue is. You don't have to block everything else out, but just monitoring your thoughts is a good habit to have. But when I say about listening to your internal reality, that means just getting a reading on how your inner is dealing with your life experience. And this may not bring up solutions necessarily just on its own, but once you get a barometer reading of what you are, what your experience is on in the inside, you kind of understand why some things cause you to have less patience. You start to understand why things hurt more than others, even though it makes absolutely no sense why this little thing hurts more than this big thing. And you know the big thing matters most, but the little thing, it just keeps on bugging the crap out of you. That's your personality. That's your identification internally. So listening to yourself, your internal reality, is the beginning of forming understanding at deeper levels. And even if you understand yourself significantly at a deeper level, the experience of life is always going to present challenges, that you're going to have to level up to meet and to conquer. And that's just the beauty of life. We conquer things and we don't even look back, and we don't realize that we have conquered literally thousands of things once we get into adulthood. So that gets me to thinking about things that perpetually trick you. So the first aspect I want to look at about things that perpetually trick you, the amounts of times you have been tricked. First, you may have been tricked in childhood by the same thing. It might have been like how you form relationships with friends. It may be how you handle money. It may be how you achieve in school or don't achieve in school. Or it could be social situations where you just have a hang up or something. And so you have a perpetual trick that you keep on getting tripped up by. And so the first few times it's painful. The first few times is unexpected how the consequences land upon you. And as you progress and you keep on getting tricked by this same situation, by the time you're a young adult, it's kind of getting old. And a few things could happen. Either you stop trying to battle it or confront it and let it be, or you try to fight it, but you continue to get tricked by it every time, and you wonder what it is about you that makes you so susceptible to falling for this trick. And what I've learned from those kind of perpetual tricks that you keep on getting caught up by is it's almost like it's a life companion. It's a reminder that you have a spiritual identity, that you have a unique spiritual signature that deals with reality in such a way that perpetual trick keeps on tripping you up. And as you get older and you keep on dealing with it, it becomes more like a weather pattern that comes across, like sometimes in the U.S., in the weather broadcasting system or whatever, we have generational storms, or we have atmospheric rivers, that kind of thing. This perpetual trick becomes a weather pattern that is unique to your life, and you could gauge your growth in your environment by its occurrence and its reoccurrence. So the second thing I could say about the perpetual trick is that when you invite others into this view of, you tell them about this trick that keeps on tripping you up, and they give you advice and they get involved with it and they try to help you, do not be discouraged if they can't get you out of that trick either. Because like I said, even if you bring more minds into the situation to try to rid yourself of this perpetual trick, it may not go away because it is in your life for a particular reason that you haven't discovered yet. And no matter how many people you bring in to help you, don't think that you're hopeless. Don't think that you're weak or stupid or whatever. What have you? It's just that no matter how much you push, if you push harder, sometimes it's going to increase in size. It's going to grow, and it's going to do its initial target of damage to you, and it might not. And the damage that it amounts to within you and within your life may not be much, but it becomes kind of worrisome that it keeps on coming back. And that brings me to the last point: is that when you have developed enough spiritually, it is a great relief that because you sustained your resistance, that you have sustained your true path, that you have remained honest through it all. When you have truly grown, those perpetual tricks may become an ally. They may not hurt you anymore. They may not be problems anymore. They may be a certain book of wisdom that you have in your internal library, where you could look back and see how many times it came back and all the things that it taught you and all the growth that it initiated in you. And so once you have got rid of a perpetual trick, that is a signifier that you have developed spiritually and that you are making progress. And this doesn't have to happen when you are too old. It could happen at a younger age. It just depends on the pace and the route, the route of your growth. So I hope this helps. Thanks.